Hello. Hello. I'm back to doing this mess. I'm trying to turn this hammered brass into something that's kind of universally usable. Universally. And easier to work with. I'm having some issues. I'm kind of getting lost in some details that I wish I wasn't lost in. I feel okay about these shapes I've generated for the dents. Some of them are kind of linear feeling, but I mixed it up a little bit. I wonder if I can rotate it or something. No, we'll make it less obvious. I was looking at my reference, it's like I got some of these that are very much in a line. Hey, film composer. Downtime at work, nice. Excuse me. Always good. Gosh, having issues today. This gets too flat outside of the dents, which is the big thing I've been struggling with. I can kind of fix that by blurring everything, but then it makes my dents look less detailed. So it's sort of a double-edged sword. Not much going on this afternoon. I'm just trying to clean up materials. I got, it's like I made a bunch of materials for old projects, and I'm trying to go through and make them like portfolio pieces on their own. So I can have a materials portfolio to share. So part of that is me looking at these again and seeing what I feel like isn't quite up to par. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make them more adjustable. Like you can add, when you make something like this, you can add like little sliders and stuff to adjust certain properties of your material for other people who might want to use it. So I'm trying to, my thought is that I'll take this kind of hammered brass looking thing I've got right now and get kind of the effect of like, you'll be able to like adjust it so it looks like this kind of smooth, shiny, rounder thing. This kind of more like flat, with like the dark recesses, and also something that looks more like this kind of like really smashed up irregular, hammered with some other kind of tool. So trying to make a versatile material, also like this kind of thing where you get some interesting like grime and stuff on it too. So it's like want to be able to adjust all those things with sliders. And show that I've made this like a customizable material. That's what I'm doing. I'm on my third. Before I was experimenting with some different ways to make these dents to try to kind of make them look more round. In my older version, they were kind of like all different shapes. Yeah. So I'm trying to get more variation in here too so that it doesn't look quite so uniform. What I would like to be able to do is have more control over like the gaps in between and how flat they are, but that's been kind of hard to like hook up. I can't get a good transition that doesn't get weird like bumps around the edges and stuff. Oh. It's probably just my fault. Inexperience or user error or something. Is this too much? That's a question. Scoot this back up here. That flattens things out a lot if I do that. I wonder if I could take this and apply a curve to it. That might work. Not sure how much control I'd have over it, but let's try it. I wonder if I should start with this, probably. Curve. Right now it should be linear, so it will look the same. But I go in here and like, if I put something in here like this, that will emphasize the dip in the bottom and make it more flat. What if I go like this instead? Oh, that softens the edges. That's what I was looking for. It like pulls. Okay. Maybe this is the way to go. Might need a slight blur afterwards though. Lifting up the outer edge, is that what I want to do? That's really hardening up the curve of the top though. So like, what if I just pulled all this up this way? That gives it more contrast, so I don't want that. This fall off starting to feel too harsh. That's getting weird. This is something I can do with one curve, I think. If I move it further out, it's going to bring up the darks more and make them lighter. What do I want to do? I want to take that's pulling up. That's broadening the light area. Oh, hey, look at this. But I'm now getting into a weird place where I have hard edge. Huh. This isn't bad though. Looks pretty close to the reference. I still don't know what the deal is with that. What if I add a blur? The world's most intense blur. No, what if I blur just a little bit right over the top of this thing? Can I get rid of that little dip? I think I did it. There's a little edge that was showing up that I didn't want there. Can't even see really in the texture what it did, but I see in the material that it affected it. Kind of, I still see it a little bit right here. This isn't bad though. I think this is what I'm going to go with. Let's get rid of that. All right. Now, the question is, do I do what I was trying to do up here and overlay a second set of hammered marks? Okay, I guess that's a style thing, because look at this. None of these are overlapping. I don't know how this got made. This is weird. This must have been like machined or something. It's like so weirdly perfect. There are a few little spots where things merge together, but this looks pretty similar actually. Huh, okay. But my thinking is like, if I want something that looks like this looks like there's a lot of like hammering that has happened in the same location, where things get these kind of like bigger I don't know, repeatedly, like the shapes aren't super even. You get these kind of weird oblong and weird different shapes. So try to think of a good way. There's a few different options I could take. This whole thing. Gonna blend. Should I blend the end result on top of the other one? That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. And just use a different random seed with this one. Which will give me different dents. Anything look weird or out of place about this? Not too bad. And now if I just multiply, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's hook this up instead and see what our effect is. If I should tweak this anymore. Maybe I can merge some of these, like try to get some of these to like smush together a little more, and then that'll give me kind of a more repeatedly hammered look. What if I do... Actually, I want to put this one on top, because this is like our base one, and this is added on. I'm going to call this base dense for now. Additional dense. And I'm going to rough these up a little bit more by doing what? I guess changing the size of these, the random size of these, so that we get some bigger ones, and so that our end result of cells ends up merging together. So scale random. We'll end up making, actually it'll make some small to the point where they don't really matter. And if I turn all the way up, what happens? It's pretty subtle. Let's see what our dots look like at the end compared to the other one. It didn't really do what I thought it was. I think I need to change the overall scale of these a little bit more so that they start out bigger. But do I already scale? Okay, so scale these up a little bit more. Now we've got some overlaps, which I would like to avoid if possible, because that's gonna... Well, let's see what it did. Should result in some like bigger sections. Messing it up a little bit more, it looks like. Compared to this, much more regular looking. The thing that's the trick with this, to keep it looking kind of convincing, is that like all the shapes have to be like the same size little dots, because like, or in the ballpark of that, because you're hitting it with like, I guess they would smack it with like a ball peen hammer or something like that, which is like, you know, it's a round shape that it's just like making this repeated mark over and over and over again. So you're gonna get some variation, but it's gonna be all kind of the same shape. What's up, anyhow? I'm doing good. Just trying to create a hammered bronze that is versatile and reusable in places. Not necessarily just bronze either, but I want to kind of like get the effect of like sort of all of these if you change sliders or something. How are you doing? I'm kind of tired today. I think I stayed up too late. So at a point I need to figure out what parameters to expose. It might be interesting to be able to like kind of choose. Like, do you want the more irregular dense? Like, right now I've got... How would I do that? Like a crossfade. That's just called opacity, I think. No, because then you pick... No, that's what that is. If I turn off blending on this, that is a crossfade. So we've got all of the more random ones, or we've got more uniform ones. Okay. That's cool. So yeah, this is kind of picking. The thing is though, is if you get halfway in the middle, you get a mess. Hmm. If I could group these. Just make them their own little generator of dents. It's kind of like switching between two presets, but that's okay. So I could do like basically like this. And then... Oh, I wonder if you could use like a switch. Switch. Input 1 true, input 2 false. And then you get a button you can click that you can expose. Okay. Thinking. This is like programming a little bit. Where you're like thinking about what you want to show to the user. Okay. Can make a dent generator. And you can select if you want ordered dents or less ordered dents. What would be better than doing that would be making the dent generator have one of these parameters exposed. That, what did I change here that made that? It was the scale. So ultimately the scale of the maximum scale of this is what caused them to be less or more organized. Kind of want to look at this end result while I change the scale of this, and then make this a parameter between two settings. Scale 0.83. If I make them smaller, they look more even. Ooh, 0.03 gets some big ones. Uh-oh. Well, we can't go to 0, because then we have no dots. Oh, that's kind of weird. Huh. Make them huge and then you get real weird stuff. Yeah, I definitely need to limit this to a range. Maybe if we go, okay, so we go down that far, we're starting to get into things where the dots look too far apart from each other, or like too drastically different in terms of scale. So 0.3 looks pretty ordered. If I go up to like 0.8, wow, okay, hold on. You start getting bigger gaps, it's really touchy. And we start getting less, I don't know. Because 0.8 still looks pretty ordered as well. I feel like I'm getting smaller dots when I go up that high. So I'm gonna go back to 0.3. We've got pretty uniform dots. And then what if I change position random from 0.28? If I put this all the way down, we'll see like super even dots. Maybe? Yeah. And they start colliding with each other. But that's gonna be too much. So we want to start at like, what was I at before? I forgot. 0.28, yeah, almost 0.3. Back it up a little bit, maybe. .25, 0.2. We start at 0.2, and then we start shuffling them around. But see, once we start doing that, we start losing dots. But maybe that's not terrible. We went from like 0.2 to 0.7. Oh good, I get to report somebody. Fun. I always have to remember how to do this. Man, no. Report. Selling viewers. Block. Oh no, hey, what's up, Film Blizzard? Thanks for coming back. I'm trying to... Yeah, the drum. It's pretty cool, huh? Now I have to remove this. Delete. Ban. Ban. Okay, I'll probably have to edit this part out of the video, but... There it is! Okay. Let's see, back to business. And now it says... Yeah, that's right. Good, it's not showing that in the feed. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to... I'm so annoyed now. I'm so annoyed now that I had to get sidetracked by that. What did I say? From point... I think it was this one that was at... That ended up changing. Oh, this is different parameters, though. Oh, God. Lost my train of thought. I've had it with scammers lately. Please. Stop trying to sell people views and stop trying to trick people into giving you their money when they don't have any. I could make this a little, let's see, if I start with the same values on this, 0.45, 0.49, scale random. Let's make that 0.5 without a huge difference. Yeah, that's better for my brain. And then let's go back here. Scale random. .45. And 0.5. So that should give us a similar result that we had before, except they've got positions that are different. But let's see. Like, I want to find one, like, it's, I don't want to give too many options to change things, but I want to make a couple of meaningful options available. So what I want is like dent disorder, basically, which will be changed with the position random slider. It's kind of cool to be able to go back. Look at how even that got. If I take it like way back, you can have like very ordered dents. What if I start at like 0.15 and then you can get like these really similar. Also, I want to expose random seed. I'm not changing the right thing, am I? What have I got selected right now? Is opacity all the way up? Opacity's down. So this is the one that is currently controlling the way we have this looking right now. Got a few that merge together, which I don't like. Although these look the same. Do they look? Hold on. Similar. No. So what have we got for scale 0.45, scale random 0.5? I think I got those slipped around. 0.45, 0.5. And this guy has, what else different? Y size is, what if I just put 0.5 on that too? It's pretty close. It's like your pearl snare. I remember that. Can't read that. Anti-drum though. It is shiny. Let's see. I didn't make this. This is just a reference image that I found, but I am using it to kind of try to, you know, have a good real target to aim for the look. Yeah, very ordered dents and very disordered dents. Offset 0.35, same. Position random. If I go to 0.15, do we get a similar result here? It's like 0.7. So if I turn this all the way up now. Yeah. Actually, this one's better because it's not merging any of these together. Okay. Thanks, man. And then I'll have a blur that I can adjust to get it closer to something like this. And I think that we'll be doing well. Get rid of some of these extra nodes that are hanging out over here. This might come in handy later, but probably not. Okay, so I think I almost have my dent generator made, like the base of it made. Gotta, okay. So yeah, what did I decide? I want to expose what parameter is it? It's position random. We want to go from 0.15. Did that do any weird overlaps? I don't think so. And this is all we're using now, right? But yeah. Yep, that looks pretty good. So we're going to go from 0.15 to like 0.7, I think. Let's just see if that works out. So exposes new graph input. We're going to call it dent disorder. Min, we want 0.15. And max, we want 0.7. Clamp. Probably want that. Step 0.1. 0.01. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's see what happens with that. Alright, so now if I click out into my graph, should see preview. And down here somewhere, where the heck is it? Inputs. Oh, it's under this position one. I'll have to change that. I wonder if clamp makes this 0 to 1 in the way that you see it here. It does not seem to be changing anything right now, though, unfortunately. Huh. parameters. True. Save. It's not changing it. You are showing, I should have double clicked it. Opacity 1, so that's what we should be seeing. Do I have to go to hit disorder? Fudge. It's here. Type editor float slider. So if I look down at position random, it's here. Dent disorder. I did not mean to open this. Close breadcrumb. Group. Dents. I did that. Hey. They're playing War Thunder. Anyway. Sorry. It's a float. It's a slider. It's got default min, default max. Clamp is turned off. It has steps. I don't understand why I'm not seeing it when I adjust the preview. Unsaved values. How do I save the values? Garbo. Base attributes, input parameters, dents. Apply current settings as default. This is gonna drive me crazy if I can't figure out why this is not working. I go back here again. Now I unhook this parameter. Position random. Reset. Now I can move it and they change, right? So if I change it to dent disorder, Now if I go to dent disorder and preview and change it. Oh, now it's working. Why didn't it work before? Weird. I guess I had to select it or something. So I can turn it to 0.15 and get very ordered dents, or I can crank it all the way up and get very disordered dents. Okay. My goodness. Ugh. Oh, a little bit of a sore throat action going on today. Not happy about it. I'm also going to go here. And just expose random seed. Can I not? I guess it's... Is that just by default? No. Hello. I guess it's cat time, everyone. I guess it's cat time. Let's see if I can turn cat time on. Full on cat time. Nope, that didn't do it. Didn't I figure this out one time? Oh wait, that was the wrong thing. What if I do this one? Alright, let's see if I can reorient things here. Uh-oh. Too far. Alright. Okay, so I got that to work. That parameter. What else do I need to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I could make it so you can change the random seed. Uh-oh. I don't know you. Leave a message. The state of California. Empty function, constant value. Random seed. That's not what I need. Close. I don't think that lets me do that. You can't set... You should be able to, like, do this, right? There is a random seed for the whole thing. Oh wait, I can... I am working on cleaning up some materials I made for other stuff for the purposes of making them reusable and putting them on my portfolio. I'm just trying to make this more versatile so you can like change it to different kinds of metals and have some sliders to adjust like kind of the important parts of the way it looks without having to get in here and start monkeying around with 50 million nodes. So yeah, I'm thinking about applying to a material artist position, and it would be good to have some materials just on my portfolio, have a material section. I don't know that any of these are really groundbreaking, but I did a couple smart things in a few of these that I feel like would be okay. I appreciate it about the organization. Yeah, they're not always that organized. But what I'm trying to do, I think I might... I don't know. I might collapse some of these down into their own unique nodes. Ultimately, this whole thing is going to be its own, like, material generator sort of thing. Your nodes are usually a nightmare. Most of mine are. But there's some tools. Ben Wilson's got a free like little plugin you can get that will automatically do some organization. You can encapsulate some. Yeah, I was thinking like, so these like this feels like its own little thing that could then plug into like some stuff that controls the overall output of this. So I think I'm gonna have a node that like makes the dents. I'm thinking. Right. Yeah, some of these up here, like some of these packages, I've got some of these graphs reference other graphs. Like I would do something like I'd make a real basic metal material, and then I would drag that into something else that was like making a grungy metal, or I don't know, doing something else with that metal, mixing it together with something else. You know, like I had one that was like a rusty steel sort of thing. So I had like the base steel, but also I had I pulled that into the rusty steel, and then I like masked a bunch of stuff and put all the rust on it and everything. But yeah. Yeah, insert that as a single node. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. Like, I want to have. So I've got this that makes the dents, right? So I'm gonna like expose the parameter that sort of like mixes them up a little bit and makes. I guess I just did that. So like you can see, um, I made a parameter down here for dent disorder. So like I can move this now between like two values that I liked to get a different look. Um, the thing I would like to be able to change, though, I wish there probably is a way to do this, but like I would like it so this value here was a 0 to 1 value instead of a weird, you know, selection of different numbers, weird decimal value. So yeah. I did a pretty sophisticated thing, I feel like, with I made a graph that like would blend two materials together for the purposes of making like a corner trim texture. So like there's a mask in the middle that is like a transition that has some roughness and stuff to it, like some like disorder to the edges of it and stuff. But it also like is using a normal that I baked of a corner. Now I'm trying to think of a way. I think I can probably kind of generate a corner normal without having to bake anything, and then like have that be something you can control. But like right now, like you can get this smooth like rounded corner out of like just a right angle plane, or at least the look of it from the normal thing, and blend two materials that you input together. So I think that's a pretty good functional thing that I made that I want to kind of try to figure out how to show. Um, but this is, I'm trying to remember how to do everything as usual. But the thing I can't figure out right now is like how you expose the random seed for a specific thing. Like I want to be able to like when I use this node, I guess the whole node will have its own random seed you could select. But like, but I just want to set the random seed for this thing though. So I guess I need to set this to, it doesn't let me, let's see. Is it different than something like this? Yeah, I can't expose it as an input. So there's probably something really fundamental there that I don't get. I made a node that it's sort of rounded. It. I'll save this and show you. Let's save. And corner normal combine. I'm trying to remember which one of these. I go to one of these edge decals. So does this do it? This might just be trim mask, base color. It's doing a couple things. Now I'm forgetting which one of these is the right one. Corner trims? Trim combine. I think this is what I want. It does two things. Yeah, it was all... Nope, that's not the one. This one? Yep. This is putting all of them together, so I think one of these would probably show you. So I've generated this like rock scatter thing. This albedo. Basically, it's so that you can put this on a corner. Let me load up. Where is it? Load state file with mesh. This one. Yeah, so like you can see, it's got this baked rounded corner normal that I made. And in terms of the way it like shades it, it looks like it's a roundy curve, but it's really just like, you know, that. Oh, it actually should be a right angle. I think it's kind of weird because I'm messing it up with a height map, but yeah. So it does this. And then I had another one that would like take two different textures and blend them together in the middle. Yeah. I don't know if any of that's like explaining this very well, but let me show. I can actually, it's on my portfolio. Like you can actually see what I did with it on my blog. It was for doing. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. You can see like this is a right angle, and in the middle I have these to rough up the really hard edge of these two pieces of geometry meeting. I put this decal that blended between the two materials. So it was all to do that. It worked, yeah. Made it look way more realistic. So not as can't same can't be said for some other parts of this, but not too bad. Just looking at this now, though, it's like that's really jagged and weird. But yeah, yep. New social network called Akara. No, I have not. I kind of am not. I don't know. I try to I try to avoid social networks, but tell me about it. It's meant for artists avoiding AI. Okay. There's another one that I had joined. I can't remember the name of it now. It looks very much like ArtStation, but it's also was because people were unhappy about AI on ArtStation, which I'm not thrilled about. The only thing that I was trying not to be on ArtStation for a while. Like when all that stuff happened, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Why are they muddying like all of this with this like not real work in the middle of it? And the only reason I decided to be on ArtStation is because when I did my mentorship, my mentor was like, if you're trying to find a job in the games industry, you have to be on ArtStation. It's just where everybody looks now. The discoverability is there. Hopefully, as time goes on, these other networks that are popping up to do similar things, people will start looking at. But like, it's ArtStation right now, unfortunately. I had a personal website for a long time because I was like, I don't want to be a part of any of this stuff. I'll just do my own thing and share that. But like, everybody wants it to be on ArtStation because they know the platform. It's easy for them to find the things they're trying to find. And if somebody is out there just like searching for artists, they're gonna look on ArtStation because that's the main place, despite its flaws. Is where the industry currently is. Okay, let's see. Like, trust me. If I could be somewhere that had more of an independent vibe, and get seen, like I would do it. But I'm all about the open source kind of stuff. That's sort of the same thing with using the software I like use for stuff. Like, I don't want to be paying Adobe, but like the best software to do this stuff with is there, and it's what the industry uses. I do get around Photoshop using Affinity. So, but yeah, when I first started the project I was just revising, like almost 2 years ago, I was trying to see if I could do it all using open source software. But then discovered, like, no, I can't. The results are not there. The tools just don't have the financial backing of a big company to be developed by a whole bunch of people who know what they're doing. Again, I hope that changes, but okay, let's see. Let me do a little search. Wrong thing. Let's go back here and search for Substance Designer expose random seed RAM. The option to expose a parameter is not visible. This appears to be true for every input other than the one, and then this one as well. What can I do to expose the parameter? It's usually set to inherit from the parent or input, and it will appear in the material parameters when used in a substance painter without exposing it. If you want to control a particular node separately, add an input parameter to the graph. Then in your node, you can set the random seed to use existing graph input node. Randoms use existing graph input node. Can I just, do I have to, hold on. Can I create a new input? I wonder if I have to put it in something else to be able to do that and pass it along. Mm. Boo. Relative to input. It has no parent. Oh. I need to read that again. I don't think I understood what they were saying. Use existing graph input node. I can't do that. Do I have to put real? Oh, it's already that. Dude, I don't see it. Oh, it's underneath reset. So once I put a input, Well, I see it down here now. Random seed 1. There it is. Okay.
Know this, traveler.
But I can't.
This fire, these faces, it's all that's left of our people.
It does not give me the ability to change that, though.
Live in fear.
Well, wait, it wouldn't here. It would be underneath.
It stalks.
Preview?
Black steel, dark as night.
No.
The scrap.
Maybe this isn't how I do this.
Cloaked in shadow. Eternally fueled.
No, I need to go to parameters.
I advise you, traveler. Turn back. Now.
Add a new input tweak.
Belongs to the Phantom Machine.
Let's see, we will call this random seed 1. We'll go from 0 to 10. And now I should see it here, yep. And scroll it over. And now if I go to here and I set random seed, nope. Do I have to set it to an absolute value? No. Constant value? It's weird because oh, this is stuff I don't quite get. Sorry, Alejandro, I got deep into what I was saying and didn't read your last 3 messages. You still use Photoshop because it's big, it's the big fish. Yeah. If you need any info, there's a ton of videos. Yeah, I totally know Photoshop. I've been using it since I was like 16. Affinity Designer instead of Illustrator. Yeah, for vector stuff, that's what I've been using too. I like it. The only thing I wish it had was there's no like tracing stuff. Like there's no you can't like give it a bitmap and have it like do the Illustrator thing where it will live trace it, I think is what they call it. I wish it did that. I think Inkscape does that, so you could use Inkscape to like have it auto make your stuff, but I really like drawing vector stuff with Affinity. I feel like the tools just feel really nice and smooth to use. Kind of better than Illustrator. It is solid. Well, dang, I don't know how to do this, so I guess I'm just gonna not for right now. This is sort of getting down into the weeds. I'll just pick a random seed that looks okay. And I guess we'll be okay with it. Maybe I can find one where there's not stuff joining together. Yeah, that one looks okay. Yeah, there are a couple. Looks like. They're barely noticeable though. Okay, so now I can look outside of my graph. Yeah, Inkscape is not fun to draw stuff with, like Affinity is. It feels very like janky old UI. I guess I could create a graph from a selection. And I'll call it dent generator. And this will not have that parameter, but I'll have to expose the parameter to the position random. Wait, maybe it does. If I click this, you can see, I don't see anything. Oh. Oops. Where is this coming from? Nah, I did it again. If I, hold on, let's see what happens. If I drop this as a node into another graph, if I go back to my hammered metal, dent generator, the reference data has some warnings. Well, why don't you tell me what they are? Where do I find that information? Warning, there's warnings. What is this? Is this it? I think what I need to do, I think I do just need to actually go into... No output node. Position random parameter has some more. Okay. That's what it is. There's no actual nothing inside this graph is telling that what to do. So need to make it in here. Reset. Expose. Dent. Disorder. Trying to remember the value. It's 0.25 to point, or wait, was it 0.15? I think it's 0.15 to 0.7. And I guess you can type in other values and have it explode. I think that's what that might do. We're gonna say group dents. so now that should be okay because that is actually a value in this graph. Yep. I guess I need to put an output. Why are none of these on the grid? It's really annoying. Maybe that's happy now. If I go back over here. If I go back over here, oh my gosh. One child is going crazy on Discord. Okay. Where am I? Down here is where I should be. So now if I do dent generator. Haha! Now on dent generator, it says dent disorder. And this is not... Why is the... Hold on. It shouldn't go to negatives. That's messed up. I guess I need to adjust that. That's cool. I made a node. I feel smart. All right. I need to go to my parameters in here. Parameters. Minimum 0.15, maximum 0.07. Default 0. Maybe I do need clamp turned on. It'll probably still let you type numbers in. We'll see. Now what happens? Yeah. Here we go. So we've got this. If I wanted to put it on 1. Nope, it won't let you. Clamp really clamps it. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think that's working. It is not a quick node to compute though. But it's okay because it's not one that I'll probably be making changes to a whole lot as I'm using it. Now I think I can delete these. How will this show up if I expose? I guess I would have to... Okay, I was thinking like, if I have 2 of these and I want to expose the dent disorder parameter to this graph, I would have to make multiple parameters if I wanted them to be different values. Yeah, that probably works out fine though. Yeah, here we go. Let's. Now that we have this all in its own little happy place, we can delete that. And it's all right here. And we plug it in. One into the foreground. One into the background. And let's... Did I multiply these before? They're the same. So I have to go here and give one a different disorder value. I'm not previewing that though. Yeah, there we go. And now we get some clusters of places that look like they've been hit more than once. Hello. Oh boy. This kid's going berserk. What is he sending to me? Ooh. He's being creative. I don't want to... He sent me a text file. Why is it hard to open a text file on Android? I guess it's not hard to. I just have to tell it what I want to put it in. Oh, I've downloaded it twice now. What will view a text file on my device? I guess HTML viewer. I don't even know what that is. He's made a menu for his fictional restaurant and sent it to me via a text file. There's slurps, drinks in parentheses, Slim Rancher juice, danger, waffle, ketchup. There's FUD, which is food in parentheses, syrup, hunger, help, water, also danger. And many more things. My child is funny. Okay. He's talking a lot about food, which means that I probably need to figure out what to give him for lunch soon. This might be his way of saying he's hungry. Let's see. All right, well, I feel kind of good about what this is doing now, so that's good. Oh my god. I wonder if I can slap a blur on the result of this and then get softer. I'll have to see if that's actually in the node already too. Needs to back up a lot more. Needs to be a pretty narrow range. So if we've got this. Maybe we go up to like something like this. Maybe more. Like looking at the drum to see if I can get something that looks really soft. If I had the roughness on this whole thing looking different, I'm just gonna plug in a constant for the time being. Oh, actually, this is, well, yeah, what does that look like? Pretty shiny. Too shiny, if you ask me. Let me put a uniform color. Turn it up a little. Just a little bit. There, now we got something that looks kind of like that. Makes me wonder if maybe this is a little too much on the blur. Like 1 point, here we go, this is getting closer to the look. 1.3 I think is a good amount for the scale of things we're working with. Alright, 1.3 to 0. What if I turn this down to 0 now? Pretty sharp. Okay, and I will expose this parameter for intensity. We're going to call this dent softness. Trying to think if I want to put that as something on the actual dent generator to control. It might be a good way to, I have a couple of sliders, dent softness 1, dent softness 2, and you could mix them up. I think that might be better. Let's go back to dent generator. It's already here, actually. Okay. Actually, this might be the really yeah, okay. This is the one that cleaned up the edges. 0.15. Yeah. I'll put another one, a second blur. Dent softness. Dents. I'm gonna go from 0 to 1 point. What did I say? 1.2 or something. 1.25. Let's do that. Now, I'll go back to my graph. should have the ability. Where did it go? To tweak these independently before blending them. Cool. Yay, dents. I made them. Alright. I think I need to go figure out lunch for myself and my son. Cool. Thanks for watching. I'll probably be on Discord doing more of this later if anybody wants to hop in and watch there. But I'll see you then. Take care.